3, 2, 1, 0.
Today, talking about tech in Europe with Hubert from Andite Capital. Popular bot creator The Machinist joins us in the studio, and more information about Bots League Season 2. My name is Koen Scholbers and this is Bots TV. Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Bots TV live from the studios in Haarlem, the Netherlands. Now, before we start, I do like to say that everything we're talking about in today's episode is no financial advice. Make sure to always do your own research. Last episode, a week ago, we had a video from Herbert. Herbert not being present at the shows anymore. However, we have a great new host and his name is Daniel.
Thanks. I'm really happy to be here. Yes, my name is Daniel, and I work as an actor and a filmmaker. But today, I'm here to help you ask your questions on TV. Make sure that Michaela and Koen actually answer those questions. And also, I'll be taking you through the news.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. We will come back to you very soon. Michaela, Daniel already mentioned your name. You're here again, sitting next to me at the table.
Yes.
Glad you're here. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing great. I had a fantastic week, and I'm even more excited for today because my day is better since I'm here today at Bots.
Yeah, and we have a great show coming up, right?
Yes,
a great
of course.
episode coming up.
Yeah.
Many great guests as well, and I look very much forward. So let's go through the schedule and take people along with the ride during today's episode. So we start off with Bot News, followed by Bots Topic, where we're going to have a conversation with Hubert Dietmers, and he is the founder and managing partner of Eindert. Then in Bots the Builder, we will talk with Nicolai Verheul, and he is also better known as the Machinist in the Bots app. Then in Bots League, we will talk with Arthur about the most recent Season 1, and we're going to talk about Season 2 and how the Bots League will be during Season 2. And then finally, we have Bots Users. But today's episode starts with Bots News, and that is presented by Daniel.
So Warren Buffett has made some headlines. He made a firm claim Saturday that the U.S. economy is red hot. Now, Buffett said it's almost a buying frenzy. People have money in their pockets and they're paying higher prices, which leads to inflation. Now, with escalating growth and low interest rates, prices are going up, along with Buffett's own Berkshire Hathaway. He went on to say at the annual shareholder meeting, we're seeing substantial inflation. Now, for our next story, it's all about Doge. Now, who could have predicted that a late-night comedy show, Saturday Night Live, would influence a joke cryptocurrency? But thanks to Elon Musk's upcoming TV appearance, the price of Doge is surging. Now, the meme-based cryptocurrency is currently valued higher than $80 billion. This is more than Twitter, the platform that helped it get there. This is more than the vaccine manufacturer Moderna. This is pretty crazy. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's been an insane story. Hey, Michaela, Dogecoin, it's getting close to that $1. Not yet.
Yep.
It's just over 50%, let's say. But it's been a crazy ride. What do you make of it?
It's indeed been a crazy ride. Well, I think Dogecoin is interesting as a coin to begin with because actually it really has no inherent value, but yet it's made one of the most significant gains among all of the altcoins. And especially now, as Daniel mentioned, the capital is worth $80 million. That's more than Moderna, the vaccine maker.
And does this show that even though there is a coin that maybe doesn't have too much fundamentals, if there is a community that loves it, Doge being the meme as well, it has unlimited success, maybe.
Yeah, I think this is indeed a perfect example of that. And actually, last week, Elon Musk, in a tweet, he dubbed himself as Dogecoin's godfather. So I guess, as we all can say, Daddy would be proud.
Daddy would be proud indeed. That's not the only news we have, Daniel. There's more.
That's right. So the Federal Reserve has made a statement about DeFi. Now, they released a paper written by the researcher Fabian Schar, and he made a pretty bold claim exploring the consequences of decentralized finance and Ethereum's role in it. He writes, DeFi may lead to a paradigm shift in the financial industry and potentially contribute to a more robust, open, and transparent financial infrastructure. And for our final story, it's all about CryptoPunks and Meebits. So Larva Labs is building a marketplace where Meebits owners can trade assets, similar to the market that was designed for CryptoPunks. Now, Larva Labs has had a lot of success with CryptoPunks, the pixel portrait NFT. Now, the Ethereum registered Meebits are likely to make maybe even a bigger splash. Now, Meebits are a series of 20,000 distinct 3D avatars. And the hope is they are going to be your avatar for virtual worlds and games and VR. Now, Koen, is this going to happen?
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if an innovation like this will eventually get the characters into several games or several other storylines to begin with, and you can trade them as well. What do you think about these Meebits, or in general, maybe virtual NFTs that one can trade?
Well, what I like about Meebits is the eccentric example of what NFTs can do. And I think the ideal of the Meebit is that eventually there would be multiple platforms where these Meebits can actually virtually exist. So who knows how far this can actually go. I mean, you can maybe buy a virtual house with it that just Meebit lives in, a virtual car. Maybe someday there's a virtual job where this Meebit could actually get virtual money to pay for. So who knows where this can go? I think the boundaries are limitless.
Now, what do you think about the value of a Meebit? Because in the end, of course, like you mentioned, it's something that you can create or maybe even buy. But if you can buy it, there's some sort of value. What do you think of that?
Yeah, well,
with NFTs.
Yeah, well, I think the value of NFTs they vary. So the value is what you paid for the NFT. But in the future, I think maybe these will continue to increase, and the use of them will continue to increase, but I guess only time will tell.
Exactly. Now, it does make me think of other innovations that are pretty similar. I happen to know CryptoKitties pretty well, which is something that's very similar. And you can basically trade your, let's say, kitty. You have a little cat, you can trade it, and it becomes more rare or more special, and therefore the value increases. Do you think that would be great for Meebits as well? Maybe they already have it, but would that be, in your opinion, a good way to go to have more rare Meebits as well as very easily accessible Meebits?
Yes, depends on the Meebit. But you know what this reminds me of is when we were 8 years old and we would have our Pokemon cards and we would trade them amongst one each other. And, you have that kid that would come up to you and say, hey, can I give you my Charizard for your #1 training card? And you said no, because you inherently believed that your #1 trainer card had more value. So this is just a virtual example of that.
Nowadays, PSA rated 10 Charizard cards are selling for 400k. So you never know where your Meebit might take you. Anyway, next up is a very special guest, Daniel.
That's right. We have coming up Hubert Deitmers. Now, Hubert is the founder and managing partner of Endite Capital. Now, Endite has made a pretty big splash because they've said they're investing 250 million euros in Europe's digital sovereignty. We have a video explaining more about that.
With this new fund, we bring a contribution to the digital maturity of Europe. We're stimulating entrepreneurs with our new fund to invest in the newest technologies in AI, machine learning, quantum computing. With our Fund 3, we're not just investing money. We're helping companies, entrepreneurs and their employees to flourish. We bring the human aspects to life together, not only in developing people, but also in developing new technologies and innovation. We're confident that our new Fund 3 will be a tremendous success. Not only because there are fantastic entrepreneurs in Europe where we would love to invest in, but secondly, the digital disruption is only just begun in Europe, but also around the world. But with our great investors and entrepreneurs in Europe, we are confident that we can create the next European winners and hopefully global leaders.
And we have only just begun.
Yeah, the legendary quote at the end, and we only just begun. Hubert Deitmers, glad you're joining us in today's episode of Bots TV. A lot has been happening over the last couple of months. Could you explain us a little bit about what's been happening and why you are doing it?
Why we are doing is we really, well, maybe going back one step to my days when I was on the executive board of Endemol, we have been able to expand internationally and to become the worldwide market leader in our particular segment. And that made us think with, let's help other entrepreneurs with all this experience to grow internationally as well and to become a very big player. That's the real reason we would like to do that. And it started with sharing our experience. Then the first, let's say, 7-8 years, we invested also money with our own money. And then at a certain stage, those companies became bigger and bigger. And certain entrepreneurs stated to us, can we shift the tables? Can we now become a shareholder of you? And that triggered us. So now we have more and more shareholders helping European entrepreneurs to become real big worldwide players. And it's very much necessary. You see, it's kind of the winner takes it all. And you see a lot of companies in the US becoming tremendously big. And the same you see happening in China. You see some in Europe, but we can have much more in Europe. We have much more potential. If you look at Europe as a home market with 450 million people, we are bigger than the US. The US is about 330 million. So a lot of possibilities. And that's why we like to do this.
Okay, yeah. Interesting. For the startups that you invest in, what are the criteria? How do you go about selecting which companies that you would like to invest in?
Yeah, well, we follow continuously certain segments, but within segments, it's really about the people, and it's really the people who have real ambition. So if you want to be a very good and great company in your home country, that's nothing about good or bad. But then we are not interested. We are interested in people with a lot of experience and having very serious ambition to become a very big player.
Okay, that's great. And it's in addition to the investment, do you help these companies in some way to achieve digital maturity along the way? Or how does the process of that look to you?
Yeah, it's that's especially what we try to do, both in two ways, by the way, organically growing as well as via buy and build, so acquiring other companies and becoming part of the group. And expanding in every country is different. If you expand to Germany or to France or to the US or to Brazil, it's all different. And based on our network, we can help those companies. And we have made lots of mistakes in the past ourselves. So we can help them to avoid to make those mistakes. And not only what I just mentioned, that the entrepreneur should be very ambitious and experienced, but we also try to make sure that we have on C-level very good experienced people, a very good mixture, male, female, and that's, again, it's about people.
Yeah, what does your portfolio look like? Because in the end, you're a fund, and of course, there's several businesses involved eventually. What's your portfolio look like?
Well, when we started, it was a lot of B2C type of companies. Then over the years, we moved more to the SaaS type of companies, software as a service. And what we are now very much looking for is what we call intelligent empowerment. And it's kind of the mixture of artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, quantum computing. And I'm really convinced, and not only me, that there will be, in the next couple of years, a kind of perfect storm what's going to happen. And that will change a lot of things tremendously. It's always the question, will that happen in the next 5 years or 7 years or 8 years? Nobody knows, but it will happen, and there we want to be involved and help.
Okay. Yeah, I really like the ideal, especially of helping to build everyone up. I'm from the States, so in the States we have an ideal of one company, you go straight to the moon with it.
Yeah.
But what would you say a good level of digital maturity in Europe? What would that look like?
Well, what it would look like that we have more and more worldwide market leaders which are headquartered or started on the continent in Europe.
Yeah.
So that's what it would look like.
Yeah, because how do we compare with America and China? Now, we've been talking a little bit about this before the show as well. We had America and China versus Europe and the impact that America and China have. But how do they do business compared with how you do business?
Well, let's say if you compare the three continents, in the US, they really think big, really big. And let's say I visited a couple of years ago Kleinwort Perkins, a big investment firm. They do, in fact, kind of the same as we do, following lots of companies and entrepreneurs in certain segments. And at the end of the day, you try to pick the best one. But what they do, they pick the best one and they put a stamp on it, world dominance. Then they really go for world dominance. And as an example, as you maybe recall, I was a shareholder in the Dutch social network Hives. And they started about 6 months later than Facebook. And what I very much recall, and I will never forget it, Facebook was existing kind of 18, 19, 20 months. And at that point in time, Microsoft invested in Facebook $240 million in return of 1.6% of the shares. So that is such a different magnitude. If you look at China, we all know the big companies, Alibaba, Baidu, Tencent, you name them. So also I visited most of them as well. And then I thought, let's visit. And I did do this visit with some Dutch internet entrepreneurs. I went to the smaller player compared with Alibaba, JD.com, the smaller one. So we stopped our car there and we looked at the building, a tremendously big building, thousands of people only in the headquarters, and that is the small version of Alibaba. So they think really big, and we should do that as well.
Yeah. And when it comes to, so of course Europe, you're looking at Europe in a whole, but is there something maybe about the Netherlands particularly that you would admire, or any improvements that you would say about the digitalization or digital maturity specifically within the Netherlands?
Yes. Well, first of all, we have two home markets, so Germany and the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. So for us, both are equally important. And if you would look at our figures, for example, 45% of our investments are the DACH countries, Germany, Switzerland, and Austria, and 45% is the Benelux. Mm-hmm. And the remaining part is Nordics and UK. But also in the Netherlands, it's you really have to think big. Mm. And if you look at Europe, what I just mentioned, about 450 million people. If you look from an economical perspective, you have 5 big countries. France, Spain, Italy, Germany, and the UK. Roughly speaking, about 80% of the economy is those 5 countries. So if you start in the Netherlands and you want to become first a European player and afterwards a big worldwide player, you at least have to have a serious presence, not just a presence, a serious presence in 2 of those 5 countries minimum. So that's the way people, we think, should think.
And you help them with that as well, to make sure that they are being placed and have the right connections in those countries. Because what is the innovation culture or the mindset of these entrepreneurs like? Like, for example, the Dutch entrepreneurs here or the German entrepreneurs?
Well, overall, it's a very good mindset overall. And also, in quite some examples, very technology-based. A company we were a shareholder of till recently, the Dutch company 3D Hubs. It's 100% machine learning company. It's very impressive. They are disrupting the production world. So if you want to design a new product, you put it in a CAD picture, a computer-aided design, and normally you go to companies, can you produce it? And that takes a couple of weeks. This machine learning platform, and that's not the future, it's really today. You upload it, the picture, you upload the picture, and instantly, so not within 2 minutes, but instantly, the platform, without any persons involved, decides what is the best production methodology, what is the delivery time, what is the price, depending on the number of items, and even advice. If you do a certain part differently, the life cycle of the product will be longer or the cost price will be lower. Well, that's insane almost.
It's because it's
without any persons.
It's because it's AI, so it's trying to find possible flaws of the product and maybe improves them immediately while scanning.
Yeah, and it's based on all the data in the system. So every second it gets more and more data. So it's really today products in satellites, in cars. It's all made by this type of methodology. On the other side of this is the front end. The back end, they have contracts with 220 factories worldwide on 4 continents. Then the computer, again, no persons involved. The computer, this platform, decides which of those 220 factories are fitting the best, let's say the top 20 or top 30, to make this product, with this production methodology of the type of product. And they then can say, we like it and we want to produce it. And then within seconds, they can produce it. So it's really, and well, it's great technology.
And say, Michaela,
Yeah.
where do you see Europe in 10 years? Innovation is soaring. So
Yeah, it's soaring, and especially when you hear initiatives like this, the level of efficiency is like 20 times higher than it has been in the past. But I'm curious for
Yeah.
you, Hubert, when it comes to the crypto industry,
Yeah.
what would you predict the price of Bitcoin itself to be at the end of the year? If you
Yeah.
just were get a rough estimate, what would you say?
Well, first of all, I'm not a specialist in crypto at all. So you're asking the wrong person. But if you really want me to answer it, well, again, I don't know. But today it's about, I think, 55K US. I think it did go up tremendously based on a couple of things. And one of the things is that we obviously, due to Corona, a lot of uncertainties worldwide on one hand and an extremely low interest on the other hand. I think getting Corona more and more under control, the economy will be improving and improving. So I would guess that it's not going up that much anymore, so kind of stable. So let's say end of the year about 60.
I think
Okay.
it is very interesting because it's part of innovation as well and maybe future payments. But we'll see. Anyway, there's a viewer question. One of our viewers
Okay.
has a question. Daniel, what is the question?
So Hubert, you mentioned that you are part of Endemol. So people are wondering, is there any investments being done towards entertainment in Europe, TV programs or movies? What do you see the future of Europe's role in that?
Yeah, well, I'm not part of Endemol. I was on the executive board 15, 16, 17 years ago. So that is a little while ago. In the early days, when I founded Endite Capital about 15 years ago, in the early days we invested in media and content as well. But this market is becoming more and more difficult and very much consolidating. So we don't do it anymore. But if you want an answer, due to more and more digital platforms, if you do it in a smart way, there is a huge potential. On one hand, like Netflix, obviously very high quality. And in other ways, maybe also like bots, there is a lots of opportunities as well. So you have to don't think traditional, but follow how the developments are going.
Yeah, follow the innovations and ride along the train. Don't stick too long with what you know. I think that's always a big danger that maybe some entrepreneurs have as well. Once they are successful, they're like, we don't have to innovate, but maybe that is the reason to innovate. So, I think it's been very inspiring. There's so much going on in the innovation space. Hubert, time's up. Unfortunately, we'll have to continue the show.
Okay.
It was great having you in the show. Thank you for your time as well.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
can people follow you, or can people follow Endite Capital somewhere?
Yeah, sure. Now, via LinkedIn is the most logical one.
Okay, and if anyone maybe wants to join the fund as well, they know where to find you
Okay.
on LinkedIn.
Sure. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Next up is Bots the Builder, where we're going to talk with one of the bots creators of Bots, Daniel.
That's right. We're going to be talking to Nikolai Verhul. Now, Nikolai is part of the Machinist team, and their bots hit number 7 and 8 in the Bots League last season. So I wonder how they're going to do in the next league.
Nice to see you as well. And Michaela, we were talking about it beforehand with Nikolai as well, is that when you have the bot creators in the app or in Discord, you never really know who they are or what they look like or how they are. And it's always great to see bot creators in the show. I really enjoy it. And there's so many secrets to creating a bot as well with all the strategies involved. Nikolai, you are creating bots that eventually ended up in the Bots League on the 7th and the 8th place, which is very impressive. But how did it start for you? How did you roll into this industry?
That's actually quite funny. I was around, I don't know, starting in high school. I was really interested in initially the Forex market, and I tried, like, through my parents' account, I tried investing in it and all that stuff. And well, it became kind of a hobby, and eventually I came in contact with some people, and they wanted to be educated, and I started to have a small group that I educated that. And
you educated them on how you invested, or what was it?
How to trade. And for that purpose, I had to make literally a list of steps I take, And I looked at the steps when I wrote them down, and I thought, hey, this is pretty, I don't know, logical. There's logic behind it, and I know how to code, so why not try it? And then eventually, a couple of years later, I saw bots coming along, and I saw they were doing a league, so I spent all my time trying to enter it. Yeah.
And so you did. Very impressive.
Yeah, they're very impressive indeed. 7th and 8th place within. First of all, congratulations from the league.
Thank you.
You had some outstanding returns, and that's only for 12 weeks. So if you multiply that by 4, that's definitely a great result.
That was around 60%, eh?
Yeah, 60 or 70 or something. Do you remember the percentages?
65 and 50, I think.
Okay. Yeah, but still, very nice job. But I had a question. So first, how did the league go for you? What was it that you that some lessons that you learned, or what did you like about it? What was your take on the whole process?
It was really nice. I got really good help from Arthur and other people from the team, but it was the first time connecting to the platform. So it was starting up was a bit of a hassle, but eventually when I knew how to work the API, it was fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is the strategy that you implemented in the bots? Like, what did they look for?
There were multiple strategies. I think it was the 7th, the Anomaly Express. It was initially a stock screener. It scanned small penny stocks that had the potential to break out, and I thought, hey, it's pretty. It could be a pretty good implementation on altcoins, on small coins, and yeah, that was that one. And I also had different ones that had more on short term, that had they tried to go for really small, like the Steam engine. He only holds for a couple of maximum of a day, so it's really day trading bot. Yeah.
Okay. And were those so you currently have 4 bots in the app as well?
Yeah.
And were those strategies any different than the ones that you employed within the league?
Yeah, definitely. I through the Discord, I noticed that a lot of people had different beliefs and, well, I guess, beliefs about how the crypto market is going to fold out. So I thought, okay, I have to approach those beliefs, and I made the Sprinter and In the City. Those are bots that ride the trend. They follow the trend and know pretty well how to get out on a downtrend. But if the market goes down, there's nothing they can do. They don't trade. That's it.
What I find interesting just now is that I hear Sprinter, Intercity, American Express, Steam Engine. Sounds like it's train related in some way. What's the reasoning behind naming the bots this way?
Well, initially I wanted to have a fun theme around it, because I saw the bots and some bots had a theme, but I really wanted to stick to one single theme. So I was like, okay, what is a thing of the bots? And it is for the public. It's a really general thing. So I wanted to think about, okay, what is for the public? What is a general thing? How can people go somewhere? And I thought, hey, public transport is a thing. So I chose to stick with the Machinist, and yeah.
I like that. I like the reasoning for it, and also for your name, the Machinist. I really like it. Is there a story behind that as well?
Just he's on the front of the train. Yeah.
Okay.
You control it.
Yeah,
you control it exactly.
Yeah.
Now,
the buttons.
Looking at the bots, like Michele mentioned, you have several bots in the bots app. How are your bots doing in general? Are you happy with the progress they're making? Do you get good feedback as well?
Pretty good feedback, but the results are initially not that good. They had a rough start with the flash crash, but it has been a couple of weeks ago, so they're slowly recovering, and also the new bots are. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results, and they're also doing what they're supposed to do, and that's, I think, the most important thing. If you know your strategy works on the long term and it is not that dependent of the market direction, if you know it works, I think that's the most important thing, and then we'll see the results catching up. Yeah.
Okay. You also mentioned earlier that in the past you've traded with stocks and forex. Do you still trade in those instruments, and how do your strategies differ from those instruments to crypto?
My bots till this day are mostly in the forex industry. Actually, they're the most profitable, I think. But when I transferred to crypto, I had to make a change that, well, crypto has a large long-term potential, and with Forex it's more of a range it always sticks to. So yeah, I had to design bots that try to catch the trend and get in on a low point, and that I got from the Forex industry, but they have to ride the train, and that's the difference. Yeah.
And the fact that maybe in the crypto industry there's a lot more volatility as well that the bots need to take into account.
Yeah, exactly.
So when we those are the differences, and then eventually you tried implementing the idea of the stock and forex market into the bots you're creating now and see if they work.
Yeah, but there's the problem is that with crypto trading right now the fees are a little bit high compared to the forex industry, so I can't implement all my strategies, and I have to wait for bots to catch up with the forex.
Well,
market.
it's super interesting, and I bet many viewers find it interesting because there's a viewer question as well. Daniel.
Let's hear it.
That's right. They're just really curious to know, because of the success you already had, are you going to be doing the league next season as well?
Hell yeah, especially. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I thought it would be later this year, but it's actually, I heard it was in the summer, so it's pretty fast, and I'm really excited to enter again, and with new bots.
Now, what's your expectation? Because now you have Bots League 1. You've put your experience that you had before the league into creating these bots. They ended up 7th and 8th, which is very high for the first season as well. Second season is coming up. Do you have a different approach?
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to use my existing knowledge and skills that I gained with connecting to the platform, and try new things, new strategies. I have so many ideas I want to implement in so little time, so we'll see if it works. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the predictions and
right. Well, that's awesome, and I'm sure many of our users will be very interested in those strategies as well, as we all like to invest. But I'm curious for you, when it comes to Bitcoin and predictions, at the end of the year, if you were to give an estimate, where would you say that the price for Bitcoin will be?
Good question. I think it kind of depends on how fast the corona measurements are lifted and how fast it's going, but if it was going right, I would say that the mental cap is around 100K. Everybody's always talking about it's going to 100K. So with that in mind, I would say 98K or 89K. I think that's a good point to where a lot of people around 90K are starting to get a little bit anxious, and I think 89 is a pretty good prediction for me.
Okay.
Thanks for your prediction. I think it might be very accurate, right? There's lots of people with the laser eyes on Twitter as well, expecting that 100K. There's a very, very, very big mental barrier. Probably lots of sell orders coming in right there. But hopefully your bots are going to do fine in that period as well. So Nikolai, thank you for joining us in the show. It's been a pleasure having you in the show, and hopefully see you soon again.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, then we will continue with the Bots League. We've been talking about it for a little bit with Nikolai as well. Season 2 is coming up, but Daniel, we have a special guest as well.
That's right. So Arthur is going to take us soon through Season 2, but first, let's check out a recap of Season 1.
I mean, I really hope that you win our main prize. Two and a half grand in cash is not bad, but the 250,000 assets under management, that's what you're going for. So I wish you guys all the luck, and let's start a wonderful league.
There we go. And it's live. So the Bots League is finally live. It's a big project, and we're going to see how things are running. So after all, each 2 weeks during an episode of Bots TV, we're going to have a look at the standings, and we're going to discuss what's up with the Bots League. These are the newest updates. So Hot BB King Last BTC is still on the first place, Herbert, with over 100%.
Yes, and I've been looking at teams as well.
Yeah.
Because there is a team in second place that's doing very well. That's Trademasters, but they have a big team, and they also have a couple way down below.
Yeah, they're spread all over the place. That's
right.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, the team that has fourth place, that's Ed by DamaTrading.ai, they only have a couple bots. And the worst performing bot of that team is somewhere halfway the rankings. So as a team, they're performing a lot better with an average performance of 17.5%. And who's trailing behind?
Well, what's actually very funny, that one of the bots made it to -48. So as you probably remember from the first time we talked about the league, I was a little bit hoping this would happen, because it really demonstrates the importance of all the testing and requirements and quarantine that we do, and like the slow rollout.
So let's start with the prize pool of the Bots League, because today are the finals as well as the prize distribution. We got the prize ceremony. We got the top 3 bot creators in our studio very soon.
You know, this is a very special occasion. This is the league, so
And the special occasion also involves a special guest.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. So I'm happy to announce that Tim Coronel joins us in the studio and will help us to announce the top 3 of the Bots League.
Third place of the Bots League is Team Cutter!
Yeah, so when we enter competition, we always aim for the first place, but okay, third is already nice.
It's a good start, eh?
It's a good start, yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of strategies, what type of coins did you look for? Like, what was your strategy approaching this?
Yeah, so we didn't have a fixed set of coin actually, because our strategy is about portfolio rebalancing. So the idea behind it is that we try to jump on a coin that's actually trending, right?
Okay.
And we want to keep the winning coins and get rid of the other ones. So we have a kind of rotation scheme actually.
Okay.
And yeah, that's a basic idea that from time to time we basically swap the coin that are within our portfolio to jump on a trend.
And is this your first time creating an algo?
Well, yeah, from let's say experience, I was a software engineer in the past, so algorithm is quite okay. But for trading like this, yes, that was the first time.
Wow, that's a pretty great result then, 124%.
Yeah, we are glad.
Yeah. Would you have any tips that you would give for any competitors within the next league?
Whoa, take more time to prepare. That's one.
Think of
That's
it.
a fair one.
Yeah. Not 2 weeks, but 3 weeks in advance. At least.
Exactly.
Yeah, the second place. Who is it from the Bots League? I know. I'll tell you. It's Trademasters!
141%, definitely quite an outstanding result. What was your strategy? What coin did you invest in? How did you go about doing this?
Yeah, so I was thinking about Bitcoin had a really nice run in the beginning of the year. And I was like, okay, altcoin must begin somewhere around this time, right? So Pennywise is really focused on the altcoins. So no Bitcoin, no Ethereum, only the smaller coins. And it goes all in when it sees a good opportunity.
Yep.
So it's really a high risk bot. But we have seen so many nice returns, for example, for Theta. I think it went from 3 to like, I don't know, 10, 12 right now.
Yeah.
So I had a nice run at that one, for example. And it really scans this market, like for 10, 11 coins, when is the next breakout going to be?
Yeah.
Tries to get in as early as possible and to take the whole run. So no profit targets are set.
Yeah.
Just stay in the game.
Hodl it is.
Yeah, exactly. Until it drops again.
Exactly. Like eventually you came up with the Bots League. How did you experience the Bots League?
Well, for us, it's the start to it's like the recruitment, enabling a podium for newcomers. I think for people who are now watching, if you know good strategies and you're a very good trader, it's not so easy to become a successful trader, because you need the money, you need to have legal stuff, you need to have management, you need to have compliance, all these things. And so we arranged that all. And you only have to do, you as a creator, as a bot maker, you only have to perform the best you can. And this is difficult enough in itself. So and the Bots League is where it all begins, and from there you can grow.
We are all curious, me, Michaela, the viewers. Who won? Yeah.
Who's the victor?
Yeah. Can I show it?
Yeah, please.
Do you want to know? You want to know? Here it is.
Woo. Team to the moon.
Let me put it into the camera. Team to the moon. This is, I think, the start of a big career at Bots.
Yeah, I hope. Eventually, you came out on top with all those bots participating. Now, Oscar Polstra, right? Yeah. And Team Trader to the moon. Your bot definitely went to the moon. How did it start for you, and how was it for you, the whole experience?
Oh, we were we were quite surprised. We were on the first place already, and we started laughing at each other. I do this with a friend of mine. and we thought, where is this going to end?
We have Team to the Moon, 166% in 12 weeks. That's just incredible. You've won the competition. You're gonna participate in the second Bots League as well. Future leagues, everything.
Well, we'll see. We have to come up with some maybe even better ideas than this one.
The Bots League is finished. However, of course, Bots TV will continue, and look forward to the second edition of the Bots League with great winners, great bots, and a lot more bots to come in the Bots app as well. Yeah, congratulations to Team to the Moon. They won Season 1 of the Bots League. However, there is a Season 2 coming. Arthur, glad you're joining the show once again. Welcome. How are you doing?
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad at all. Season 1 is finished. What was your experience during Season 1?
Well, it was very interesting to see the different teams that were new to the platform as well. So most of the people who participated in the Bots League were new to the platform, did not have any bots running. And it was very interesting to see them rally behind the cause to get connected as fast as possible. Like Team Cutter got connected in 2 weeks, so we told them like, hey, the Bots League starts in 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden it started happening. And then it's very interesting to see the entire development where you see the different characteristics and behavior of the bots. So also, like, how do the current bot creators compare to the newer bot creators, and like what kind of risks are they taking? And yeah, that's been very interesting to see when you just let them run wild. How many also minus percentages you see if you don't do any filtering whatsoever.
Yeah, well, first, congratulations for the finale of the Bots League. But I have a question. So, when the winners actually went live in the app, what did you notice? How did that work out?
Well, it's way too early to tell. The only thing I can tell is that, well, the bots obviously get a market cap, also the Bots League winners, and that was filled within a couple minutes. The refresh rate is around 3 minutes, and well, around the first refresh, everything was full. So that was, I think, a very good success for the contestants.
Yeah, definitely.
And entry to the platform.
Definitely. And now it's almost time for the next league. So, yeah, when does the next league start, and when can contestants actually sign up to be a part of that?
So we're going to be starting the signing up part of the league very soon, in the next couple of weeks, and during the mid-July we're going to start like preparation of the league. So we're going to have a minor, so to say, where they're going to be trading in a paper trading environment, and then later on in August we're going to be actually going live with the Bots League, where what's actually also a cool feature, because this league was held on the paper trading environment, so it's a little bit hard to see for the users like how would this really perform in real market environments.
With real money.
Exactly. Paper trading is nice, but it doesn't compare to live trading.
Yeah.
Which is why we do have such strong safety requirements and quality checks. But this league is going to be held live with real money on the Bots app. So you'll also be able to look at them in the Bots app and know that there's real money being traded behind it.
So will users actually be able to invest during the league in itself then?
Yes,
okay.
Very small amounts as well. When we say small amounts, I mean really small amounts. It's the bare minimum that's needed to do actual live trading. But it just adds a very interesting layer to the league if they can actually trade with real money rather than on a fake order book.
Yeah, neat.
And what are the other differences compared with Season 1? Like Season 1 has been a success, and it's been, a lot of experience, a lot of lessons are probably learned during that first season, a lot of problem solving, a lot of great results as well. What are you going to take from that into Season 2? What are the differences for Season 2?
So the differences are, one that I just mentioned is that it's actually going to be in the app so that people can track it a little bit better. But also for the teams, we're going to, because the platform is getting bigger, we're getting more people involved, that the selection is going to have to be quite a lot tougher. So this is also why we have an initial paper trading league, so that we can filter out the bots that might not perform well or might have problems getting their trades executed in the live and trading environment.
Yeah, well, I think it's very inspiring, and maybe there's people that actually have questions for you as well in this bots user section. Daniel, any questions in the chat?
No, I couldn't. We don't have any questions. So you guys at home, if you have any questions about the league, the one that's coming up for Arthur, put them in the chat so I can make sure to ask them for you. All right, Koen.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. Indeed, well, very often in Discord there are many questions, right?
There's lots of questions, but we're doing the question and answer rounds weekly, I believe.
Yeah, Tuesday.
On Discord,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's very interesting. The CEO, the CTTO, etc. They come and answer the questions from the users, so that they also can the users can ask the slightly tougher questions. Let's say.
And now, look, we've talked about the business side, like the bots leak from bots revenue. As a person working on this project, how did you experience this roller coaster ride up till now?
Well, it was very interesting because it also shows where you can make where you have the most ground to gain in terms of improving reliability, stability of the platform and the bots that are on it, how to guide the people into making sure that they get connected properly, do the order execution properly. And it's very nice to have such a big group that is really super dedicated to winning this bots league. And any kind of small hurdle they run across, they'll start sending emails, messages on Discord and calls, etc. So and this really gives a very nice feedback. Obviously, we have the bot creators that we're working with very closely, but it's very nice to have this outside group that are not familiar with bots, so they're not working with us already. They're just brand new to this platform, and they're going to have lots of questions that all the other bot creators have already figured out, but they're going to be running into because they're new and they're like, how does this work? So
maybe it made the community a little bit stronger.
Yeah, and like how are you going to explain things to make it as simple as possible for them to get connected, and also to coach them and train them into making improvements in their order executions or risk management, for instance.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing about bots, is allowing a platform for these enthusiastic bot creators to actually be able to put their ideas into reality. But I'm curious for the next league, the prizes. How will the prizes work? Will we see the structure as the same as we did in the previous league?
I'm not going to disclose the prizes just yet.
Okay.
So when the official announcement comes, we're also going to display the prizes. But I'm pretty sure that the bot creators till now were very happy with their prizes. And
But also, not only the prizes, like you mentioned, the bots were full in no time. Like if you want to join one of the 3 bots in like the top 3 bots of Last Bots League Season 1, you can't. Maybe with a little bit of luck, but...
luck and lightning fingers, because, it's like I said, it's full in a minute. So you can try really hard, but you're still going to fail.
Do you think that there is an opportunity for people to get into these bots in the upcoming time, or is it like you got to wait for Season 2 because these, no chance?
So I think you're going to have to wait to Season 22 until you have a guaranteed entry, but
Yeah, insane. 166%, Michaela was the number 1 from Team to the Moon, right?
Yeah.
So not a bad return of investment, I would say.
Not a bad, not at all.
Yeah, and people agreed because, the market cap was reached quite quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just very curious how the bot is performing. Do you have any data at the moment after 1 day or 2 days?
No, that's really way too short. An algorithm, it needs to run for longer term, and anything that happens in a week can be luck, bad luck, good luck. You just don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a...
Well, at least the community is happy with the bots because they're full in no time, and the community is also providing tips to one another. And Daniel, you have a tip.
That's right. So we have a tip here from a bots gold user, from Miriam Beerings, and she says, start with a small amount of money to get to know the app. Immerse yourself in the crypto coin your bot is trading in, and whether or not the bot is trading at all. It makes a big difference. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, Arthur, do you agree? Starting with a smaller amount, get to know the bot, and then increase when time goes by?
Yeah, I think this is definitely the way to go, because you want to get familiar with a platform that where you're investing money. And just looking at the app and not putting money in there is not really going to familiarize yourself with the app, because you don't have an incentive to look at it. But if you put in 50 euros, you're going to be looking at the app, and then you're going to be looking like what other bots do you have, read the articles, watch the videos, because there's something happening. And so just wait and see is definitely another approach, and also going all in immediately when you don't know how does it work to put money in the bot, how long does it take to make a return, because we have really high returns, but you still need to figure out for yourself, like, is this return fast enough for me? Well, to be fair, like, I don't see that happening where somebody's like, yeah, that's the return is not enough. But like, how does that develop? How patient do you need to be? And you do really need to be very patient. So it's good to start with smaller amounts.
You know, what I liked about the tip was the mentioning to see if the bots are even trading at all. But would you say for coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum, maybe it's good at some points to actually hold the commodity?
Well, yes. It depends on your strategy. If you are a hodler, as they say, then definitely, I mean, we have to buy and hold bots specifically for this reason, so people can just easily buy the crypto coins. But a bot not trading at all, it really depends on the time frame that you're looking at. If you want to see action every single day, then one bot might be very well suited for that purpose. But the other bot might not trade once a month, even if it can make a definite proper performance over time by doing only 5 or 6 trades in a year, but you still double your money. I mean, I would take that deal. But it really depends on what kind of person you are. If you want to see the constant action, or if you're okay with waiting for the perfect opportunity that all the stars align and the gates open and there is the holy grail. That is also an approach, but it just depends on what type of investor you are.
It's very personal in the end. Well, Arthur, thank you for joining us in the show once again. Undoubtedly, you will be joining us in the show very soon again to talk about season 2. If you have any announcements to make, for example, about the prize pool. But for now, Arthur, thank you again for joining us in the show and giving some more insights about last season and upcoming season. Thank you. Then continue to Daniel for a great overview of the predictions, I believe.
That's right. Some people have given us their predictions. Now we only have a few, but let's check out what those are right now. So right here we have Near Netzer, who says we're going to get 95K for Bitcoin. Now Konstantin from Oranje Nassau, he was a little bit more modest, 65K. But then our guests just today, Hubert Dijkmars, he also wants to go a little bit below that at 60K. And then Nikolai Verheul, he has a very exact number at 89K. He's hedging his bets because he thinks, well, it's probably 90, but I want to sound smart, so I'm going to go with 89.
Yeah, I think there's a good motivation behind it, right, Daniel? Like 100K is such a mental number that there might be a lot of sell orders before that number, which will make the price drop. So I think he really thought about it. But so far, thank you both. And I believe next episode, which is in 2 weeks' time, the 21st of May, someone is going to host a show other than me, Daniel.
Well, I know that you're going to be going away on vacation, so they're giving me a little bit of a break as well. Instead of just standing here, I also get to sit. So I'm looking forward to that.
Exactly. So in 2 weeks' time, on the 21st of May, Daniel will be your host during an episode of Bots TV. And then eventually in June, I'll be back again. And of course, Michaela, you will be here on the 21st as well.
Yep.
What are you going to take away from today's episode, Michaela? What did you found interesting?
Quite interesting of an episode. What I really enjoyed was the conversation that we had with Hubert Dijkmars and his ideal of a digital mature Europe. I would take away from that the ideal of kind of teamwork or working together and making sure that the investments are spread and everyone is bringing up to make a better region altogether.
Sounds really good. And Daniel, what about you?
Well, this was a really fascinating experience. I'm learning a lot as well, just all these different details, all about the finance. But still, my favorite thing is all the ridiculous names everybody gives the bots.
The Machinist, Intercity, Sprinter, exactly. So anyway, let's go to the schedule of next week. Again, I won't be there as your host, but Daniel will be there. We, of course, have Bots News again, then Bots Around the World, Bots Topic with Anton Golla, Bots the Builder, and Bots Users. What's different? It's Bots TV in in the end. Daniel, thank you for being here. First episode, you've done great. And next time you're going to sit on this chair. Exactly, you can rest your legs for a little bit. Michaela, great having you here again. And
thank you.
We'll see each other in 2 weeks, or not 2 weeks, in 4 weeks' time, most likely, in 2 episodes of Bots TV. And thank you for watching to today's episode of Bots TV. In 2 weeks' time, on the 21st of May, 4 p.m., there's a new episode of Bots TV. Make sure you check it out.